First off, congratulations, Dan.
Thanks.
Awesome, first bird. I'm gonna do a quick dissection of this bird to get it from the field to your cooler. Obviously, the sooner the better that you do it. But to prevent any damage to the feathers, what we're going to do is we're going to take the fan off first. And I already showed Dan this earlier. So you got all of the primary feathers here, the secondary feathers, and all these tertiary feathers, I guess you could call them. You want to save some of those so when you dry it out, you got a fan, you got full feathers. It should be like 3 layers of them. So you got these feathers, and these feathers. So when you spread it out, you got a good combination. So if you feel down here, there's a knob, and that's this end of his tailbone. Okay, so you grab a handful of these feathers that you want to keep, pull those, go right here above his butt. And when you mount it, cool. Nice. So all these feathers on the back, you're not going to keep. You're going to cut those off. Get it all the way down to the quills of the main tail feathers. Now you take your knife. What you want to do is you want to clean all that excess meat off. See all that meat right there? And then there's going to be a little knot right there. That is actually the end of his butt bone. Okay? And when you pull this up, we're going to do it like this. This will make it so when you do your fan, the decoration will lay nice and flat. If you don't take that butt bone out right there, you'll end up, the tail feathers in the middle will be raised up. So we're going to go right here, pull this skin away. Then you come here and feel that knot right there. Feel it? Yeah. So that's the end of his butt bone. So you pull the skin up, trim around that. The easiest thing to do is I usually take a pair of snips that I have in my truck. And you just take a pair of side snips, cut that, and that thing will lay nice and flat. So we can do that in just a minute. But that's pretty much good to go. What we're trying to do is protect the stuff that we want to keep. So when we're dressing it out, we don't mess up any of his feathers. So you're going to take a hold of his beard. You want to keep maybe about 1/8 of an inch, just a little tag of skin. Take his beard off. It goes in some borax and dries. Put it in the borax so that the mice and the rodents and all that other stuff, and it'll petrify it. It'll stay nice for years.
Hey John, question on the tail. You know, since he's got to be driving back in a couple of days, you keep the fan folded up?
Fold it up. Just roll it up together like that. When you get home, when you put it on display, some people will do it. A turkey never fans out completely like this. He's always like this. So get a piece of cardboard, and what I'll do is I put borax on the bottom of it. Take you a pin or a screw. I use plywood. Put a screw there. Fan it out. Put a screw over there. Lay all these feathers right down how you want them. Get them looking pretty in this wind. And then put a screw right there in the center. And just about 6 months it'll be dry. You can do. Next thing people want to do is they want to keep the feet. So if you go right here on this little knuckle, sometimes I keep the feet. They got great big spurs, and I want to hang them up. Do something with them. Well, you could just hang these up into about, I don't know, 2 or 3 months. They'll be stiff. You won't be able to bend them. I got some in my house that I do like this. I'll take and stretch them out like this and dry them. Just tape them. So they, I got some in my house that are like this. Like I got you. So however you want to do it, sometimes I'll cut them off right here. Take the scales off, take the tendon out, and you can put it on a necklace. But just take the skin off, these scales and everything off with your knife, peel them off, like scale on a fish. Take them off and let them dry, they'll be just a piece of bone. And I cut mine off, put them in a mason jar, and when I got enough, I give them to the kids to make necklaces out of. So, next thing we're going to do is we're going to get the meat out. This thing will, especially if you're trying to do it by yourself, this thing has a tendency to do this and go all over the place. So right here on both sides of his legs, there's a piece of skin where you stretch on it. You'll be able to feel it. So all I'm gonna do is cut that real quick. Make a little slit there. Make a little slit there. I'm making my own kickstand. I won't fall over. Next, you come up here. This is the top of his breastbone. The more he's been breeding, the less feathers he'll have here. So they'll beat them off. Make you a little incision right here. You don't have to go crazy. Put your fingers in there. Pull down, and right there's where your shot went. That's good. All right, so right here's, this is the money meat, money muscle, whatever you want to call it if you book the barbecue. His crawl, he eats all day. Walks around foraging, he eats all day, and while he's up in the tree at night, he digests everything and shits it out. So when you wake up in the morning, first thing, these things are empty. End of the day, obviously they got all kinds of shit in them. So you find a little piece right here by the breast, right at the top of that crawl. Make a little slit right here. You're not going deep, you're just scratching the surface. All you want to do is be able to get enough of that little skin cut so you can reach in there. You can pull all that. That's all the stuff that's waiting to be digested. And you just separate it and get it out of your way. Okay, so this is just like anything else you do with wild game. You're just going to fillet this out. And you ain't got to worry about, there ain't nothing, all the organs are way down in here. Okay, so you follow the bone. Here's his wishbone. Your turn. You don't do it. You don't. You were paying attention. Gotcha. Because you follow this bone right here, and see this bone right here? That comes down to his wishbone. So just kind of cut along there, and just take it easy. Keep the knife against the bone. And then if you want to keep the thighs and drums with the hip already broken, you could just take your knife and slit down there and pull the feathers off of it, pull it out, take them off.
Oh, okay.
Uh,